Hello, second graders. You can't see me, but you can hear me. It's Mrs. Kelsey again. Let's guess some more orchestra families. See if you can guess if you're hearing strings, woodwinds, brass, or percussion. Here's the first example for today. If you guessed woodwinds, great for you. If not, that's okay. Like I said, we're learning the orchestra sounds. Here's another example to guess. The music sounded very smooth. If you guessed strings, you're correct. Let's do two more. Here's another one. I bet that's an easy one for you. We know the bangers are that big word, percussion. And now the last one. You're right, that was the brass family. Now today we're going to read a different story, and this one is also worth AR points. So if you need AR points, take the test for this. The title is Peter and the Wolf, and the author is Vladimir Vagin. It is a 3.5 reading level, and it's worth half a point. Okay? I'll read the story out loud, and then maybe you can take the test. You might think, what does Peter and the Wolf have to do with the orchestra? But we'll be learning about that some more next time. Let's enjoy the story for today. There's Peter and his grandfather, who are both main characters in the story. Once upon a time, a boy named Peter lived with his grandfather in a little cottage by a meadow and a forest. One morning, the morning of our story, Grandpapa said to Peter, "A big, hungry wolf has been seen in the forest. You must remember to keep the garden gate shut, and don't play in the meadow. The wolf could come out and eat you." Peter listened to his grandfather and did as he was told most of the time. But this morning, a little bird sat on the branch of a tree out in the meadow, chirping happily. Peter stopped to listen. He thought, it's much too nice a day to worry about a wolf. So the better to hear the bird's song, Peter opened the gate and went out into the meadow. A duck came waddling through the gate. Peter had left the garden gate open, you see. The duck waddled over to the lovely pond near the tree. The little bird and the duck were friends, but the bird felt the pond and the meadow belonged to her, and she flew over to pester the duck. "What kind of a bird are you?" the little bird chirped, "when you don't even fly?" "And what kind of bird are you," quacked the duck, "when you can't even swim?" And so they argued, the duck splashing and diving in the water, and the little bird fluttering and hopping along the edge of the pond. There they are. You know how friends sometimes disagree. Suddenly, something caught Peter's eye. Was it the wolf? No, it was just the farmyard cat. slowly crawling through the grass toward the pond. The cat thought, "I'll just grab that little bird before he even notices I'm here." Closer and closer, closer and closer she crept. Peter saw what the cat was up to. "Look out, little bird," he shouted. The bird flew up into the tree to safety. The duck quacked angrily at the cat from the middle of the pond. "Leave my friend alone," he cried. But the cat was not interested in the duck. She crawled around and around the tree and considered again how to catch that bird. "If I climb up the tree," she thought, "will he only fly away?" Just then, Grandpapa came out. He saw Peter in the meadow and saw that he had left the gate open too, and he was angry. "What would you do if the wolf came out?" Grandpapa scolded as he marched Peter home. But Peter did not listen. He was not the sort of boy to be afraid of a wolf. No sooner had Peter and Grandpapa gone inside the gate and Grandpapa gone into the cottage than the big gray wolf came out of the forest. He crept toward the pond, staying well hidden. There they are. Just then, the cat scampered up the tree after the bird. "Look out!" quacked the duck to the bird. In his excitement, he jumped out of the pond and right in front of the wolf. The duck ran as fast as he could, but the wolf got closer and closer and closer until, with one gulp, he swallowed the duck whole. Then the wolf began to pace around and around the tree, greedily eyeing the cat. Meanwhile, the cat crept down the branch toward the little bird. Peter saw all that was going on from behind the closed gate. All at once, he knew just how to rescue his friends and catch the wolf, but he must be quick. There's a picture. Peter ran and found a strong rope. Then he climbed onto the high stone wall so that he was in reach of a branch of the tree. To catch the wolf, Peter would need the little bird's help. First, he climbed onto the tree and scared the cat away. Then he whispered to the bird, "Fly down around the wolf's head, but be careful he doesn't get you." The bird flew off the branch and fluttered all around the wolf's head, brushing his nose with her wings and making him very angry. Just when the wolf thought he had caught the bird, she would dash away. Peter inched out on the branch till he was right over the wolf. He made a lasso with a rope and lowered it down. Deftly, he looped the lasso around the wolf's tail, and with a mighty pull, he cinched the rope tight. Peter had caught the wolf. The wolf struggled hard to get away, but the more he jumped, the more the rope tightened around his tail. Peter tied the other end of the rope to the tree and called down, "I'm not afraid of some old wolf." Just then, a group of hunters came crashing and stomping out of the forest, pointing their guns all around and looking for the wolf. "Don't shoot!" Peter shouted to them. "Look here! The bird and I have already caught the wolf." "The wolf is very dangerous," called the hunters. "Hand him over to us." "No," said Peter. "You mustn't hurt him. Help us take him to the zoo." What a procession they made. Peter led the way, of course. Then came the hunters, leading the wolf with a rope. Then came Grandpapa and the cat. Grandpapa could hardly contain his pride, though he had been angry earlier. "He's a brave boy, my Peter," Grandpapa said. Above them all flew the little bird, chirping merrily. "Look what we have got, Peter and I." And what about the duck? All the way to the zoo, he sat quacking inside the wolf, perfectly whole and well. He made such a noise that the wolf spat him out, and he returned with Peter to quack many another day. There they are. And that's the end of the story. Now, do you think that some of the things in the story could really happen in real life? Or do you think some of it's made up? Think about it. Do you think the duck would really have been okay in the wolf's tummy after all that time? Do you think a wolf could swallow a duck whole? Do you think animals can talk? Think about those things. It's a fun story. Do you think it's more fiction or nonfiction? If you're thinking fiction, a made-up story, I think you're right. Next time, we're going to see how a famous composer used this story and added the orchestra to it. Have a great day. Bye-bye. I hope you take the AR test.